So what's good, YouTube? We are back here for another episode of the Houston Rockets series. If you guys missed the last one, well, we went ahead and, we made some roster changes. We had to go ahead and pack up John Wall. If you guys missed that episode, I'll make sure to go ahead and put a link to it in the description below. Regardless, guys, the plan for this episode is to finally start scouting for this coming off season. So, guys, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. The next episode, we getting straight into the playoffs. But enough of that sell promo. Let's get straight into this episode. First off, our boy Cade, he's been killing it. Everybody has been killing it, but we've been dealing with some injuries. Kenyon Martin Jr. is injured, and so is our boy Isaiah Todd. We actually managed to finally give that bag to Kevin Porter Jr. We signed this man to an extension, and he's locked up until 2026, which is a massive W for us. But anyways, guys, like I said before, we are currently the 3rd seed. It seems like in this universe, the Western Conference is so damn weak. I'm not gonna lie. The only team good is really Minnesota. Like, Minnesota is 52-23. We are the 3rd seed with a nearly 500 record. We are 40-34, and the thing about this seeding is that if we lose one game, we are down at the 7th seed, possibly the 8th seed, depending on how things go. But yeah, this is a very, very mediocre conference. Like, this is looking like the weak West. That's how this is looking on the West Coast. But nonetheless, currently we got that 3rd seed, man. The Eastern Conference, it might be a little different. Over in the East, we would be the 7th seed, but the East is actually pretty decent this season. You guys kind of know the stats already. This team has been battling, and they've been playing very, very well, with Cade being an MVP candidate. Let's be honest, he's probably not going to win it, but like, he's been very good this season. And guys, considering all the factors, we got to look at what we got to do for this coming year's draft and this coming year's offseason, because this year, we're not going to end up getting that top draft pick. Our pick is probably going to be later on, since we're going to definitely make it probably the 2nd round. The 2nd round for this team is very realistic, which is kind of weird how we got so much better after John Wall left. It really seems like we got a banded together as a team and started just winning a little bit. The only guy that I really want here is Emoni Bates. I'm going to be honest. To me personally, it's Emoni Bates, or I want to trade this draft pick. The Kevin Durant comp is honestly really good. 2K always gets bad comps, but this is a very decent comp. Ariza, I don't know about that, but Emoni Bates would be great at everything. And I'm looking at it, Victor wouldn't be the worst thing, but I got him already, and those are the only 2 guys that I would even consider, because the team that we got right now, I like this team. Patrick Baldwin is amazing. Jae'Sean Tate plays his role well, and Christian Wood, well, obviously we're talking about him a little bit later on, but I definitely want to bring him back. And just looking at it, other than that, we got very good players. Like Quentin Grimes has been very decent off the bench. So has Io. We gotta take all that stuff into consideration. So the draft is kind of wrapped up. The draft picks we have, I'm not even sure. Like 2K says that we have the Wizards pick, which I know that they got it, but it might be lottery protected. I'm not really sure about that. And the Nets pick, we got that. The Nets are really bad right now, so if the Nets can lose some more games, and same thing with Washington, maybe we can end up getting Emoni Bates, which would be great for us. As far as the other draft picks, I'm gonna make sure, like this Bucks pick, I don't even know. I'm gonna make sure the same way I always do, that every single draft pick is just accurate, everything's on point. And the same thing with free agency, man. Free agency, this is a realistic series. Most guys are not leaving their teams. However, this team is really young and they've shown so much upside, so if possible, we could actually get a pretty solid player this offseason via trade, free agency. I don't know, but one thing I do know, Joel Embiid is not coming here. Philly has like 9 losses. He's not coming here. LeBron, I don't think Braun comes here. And the same thing goes. I mean, this free agency class, if I'm going all out, it has to be on somebody who's just cold. And we don't really have that there. These guys are kind of like on my target list. Clearly, Bradley Beal. The Wizards are back in the lottery. They've been there. I would not mind getting Bradley Beal. He's injured right now, but Bradley Beal on this team, yes, I know. We got Kevin Porter Jr. There are so many different ways to actually run this team. Let's just say Bradley Beal comes here. This is what happens. Cade, point forward. Kevin Porter Jr., point guard. Beal, shooting guard. Baldwin probably plays power forward for us, and hopefully we bring back Christian Wood depending on how things go. So Bradley Beal, great acquisition, makes sense. I don't think that he gonna be loyal for this long, bro. Just losing every single year makes no sense. Another guy is Kawhi Leonard. The same thing with like him and PG. You guys may not know this, but the Clippers are the worst team in the entire league. 24 wins, which is by far the worst team in the entire league, and for the most part, they've played most games. Like, this team is just not good. And Kawhi would be an amazing case here, but let's just say, you know, he's a bit different. He may want to be loyal and stay there. I don't know, but I'm definitely going to be shooting my shot, and getting him isn't the craziest thing. And Paul George, this team is really young, and Paul George, we all know the memes, playoff P, all that stuff. PG's having a good season, and he's a veteran player who could help us. Not be the best player, as a number 2 option, number 3 option would actually be insane. I like him at small forward. I'm gonna be monitoring this PG and like Kawhi thing, because getting either one of them would help us out so much and just make us a better team in general. We're young right now, but the goal is to not stay young forever. If we win in games and like we got a shot, we definitely got to maximize that opportunity, and we have some cap room depending on what happens. Porter's contract, we did just pay him, but like Wood's contract, we gonna work that out because he's coming off of a down year. I might not give him a bag, but like we're gonna go ahead and see. And lastly, De'Aaron Fox. We looked at him last season. The same thing applies here. De'Aaron Fox, while D Fox has been injured, they drafted another point guard with the number 7 pick, and he's actually playing fairly well. The Kings might just decide, hey, it's time for us to start our very own rebuild, and this team is a 10th seed. I mean, they're playing with Gene, Tyrese, and they brought back Boogie. They might just decide, yo, we can trade De'Aaron Fox, possibly pick up a guy like Patrick Baldwin, who we could theoretically include in a trade. Keon as well. All of these guys, to be real with you, all of this stuff is definitely a possibility. And lastly, Christian Wood, I want to bring him back within reason, just depending on kind of how things go. Is like, just right now, we try to make it work during extensions, but he wanted like 30 a year while he was averaging like 16 points, which personally I just cannot get down with, because that's actually insane. Regardless, guys, this team has a very bright future. And looking at it now, let's just say that we stayed at like this 3rd seed. We'd be playing Denver. Now, Denver is a deep team. They got Jamal Murray, they got Porter, they got Aaron Gordon, they got Jokic. The bench is we could upset this team even though we have the higher seed. The rankings are so close that literally anything out west, like the West, is fair game. Minnesota is probably one of the best teams in the entire league. This don't mean that they got it locked up. Yes, I know they got D'Lo, they got Jalen Green, they got Ant Edwards, they got Jaden. This team is actually pretty freaking deep, but by no means are like these guys automatically there. They could get dropped off by San Antonio, hell, by us, by OKC. Anything can really happen, and that's the thing. The West is low-key wide open. As far as the East go, well, Philly got that. Philly got that. They got Bobo, Ben Simmons, Bridges. They might actually have that thing on lock. Regardless, guys, we're gonna find out next episode. We finally get to see us make the playoffs. I might just go ahead and go round by round. I'm not really sure yet, y'all. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. A quick little scouting report for the plans during this offseason, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna change depending on what happens during the playoffs, but we just gotta wait and see. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like it up, go ahead and subscribe. Check out all the other videos and content on this channel, and other than that, y'all, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace, y'all.